If you're gonna be a monster, be a My Pet monster. Let's check it out. He was the monster in every kid's bedroom. He had the ability to make you feel super strong. Something so incredibly popular, it's a shame its media releases would be forgotten by time. But today, this undead media lives again. Mikey! Master Mikey! What up, tapeworms? Hi, my name's Mikey. You guys all know about the monster in my brain, but you guys know about My Pet Monster, a live-action video cassette? Well, let's pop it in. I was expecting that to drop out the bottom. This was one of those wacky open-up ones. I'm sure they got an official name.
My parents aren't gonna like this.
If you clicked on this video, you're probably a My Pet Monster fan, or at least My Pet Curious. All that curiosity and wonder will lead you to trying to look this movie up, but it's a bit hard to come by. It is not currently streaming anywhere and is not available on any physical media formats except for a glorious VHS tape. Now, you might be tempted to run to eBay to try to pick this up, but the prices are pretty inflated. Maybe I can make a My Pet Monster sword to kind of fight off scalpers here. I always feel bad for people that are here for legitimate reviews and not my ADHD ramblings, but let's move on. Now, the problem with the VHS tape is 90% of them appear to be in very bad condition and are nearly unplayable. I had to buy this tape a few times before I found a working version. I used to only rent it and I never owned my own copy before. I'm as hungry as Max is for a new physical media release of any type. Oh, sorry, Jamie, I guess I'm getting a little ahead of myself. My Pet Monster was a plush doll produced by AM Toys in an effort to bring dolls to the hard-to-please boy market. The marketing must have worked because I had to have one. The toy featured breakaway leg and arm shackles that you could wear yourself that made you feel super tough. Later in life, these shackles were great for giving your girl an eye roll when you tried to bust these out in the bedroom. The toy itself was super awesome. It was one of the few comfort stuffies you could take to recess and not get your keister kicked by other kids. Now, my Cabbage Patch Kid I tried taking to school, that's another story. I was a little different than most kids, and this toy brought me a lot of comfort when I was in big crowds. Plus, if you swung it around by its feet, it was a pretty good weapon against your bigger brother. Although, I think a lot of the silver paint has rubbed off of mine. I'm still not a big fan of crowds, but I've learned to deal with that anxiety a whole lot better today. Maybe My Pet Monster helped me along the way. I was visiting the Dad Minted Geek Den when all of us grown-ass men brought out our lifelong monsters. There's few toys that you would carry a lifetime.
Is that clear, Maxwell?
The lasting impact of the toy caused it to be released throughout the years in many different forms, and I would be amiss not to mention the Golden Books VHS release. I liked these moving picture videos as a kid, but not so much as an adult. But I'm still happy to own them. I don't know why.
He came up from that well to learn about the upside.
The upside.
That's what the monster calls our world.
Oh, skippity-doo, what's the movie about? It was a pilot for an unproduced TV show and brought to your home by a straight-to-video release. Although the copy I have is a little bit sussy, I think we'll be able to get through this plenty fine. And man, this has a really good feel to it. I like when they use higher quality plastics when they put these together. This feels really good. I can't remember if I picked this up at Jack's Video or First Choice Video, but I remember being confused when I saw it on the shelf. Like many of you, I thought it was a movie based on the cartoon. That it is definitely not, but there's still a lot of fun to be had here. You could probably scratch your itch by watching the cartoon, but many of us video hounds are hungry for more. The movie opens up with a Donkey Kong style credit sequence, and I'm here for it. And although I do love the Monster Mash song, you get tired of it very quickly. I think the movie would have been stronger with its own awesome theme song. Besides, my favorite tape Spooky World already did the Monster Mash opening a whole lot better. Max is played by the legendary Sonny Benson Thrasher, probably the coolest name in all of Hollywood. Later in life, he would lend his voice talents to the My Pet Monster cartoon, the Care Bears series, and even the Garbage Pail Kids TV show. My boy Thrasher apparently is my entire childhood. In this depiction, Max is the monster, so that makes Melanie, his sister, I guess the monster's owner. If the wonderful Ellison Court looks familiar, that's because she was on the big comfy couch of everything you loved in your childhood.
Overgrown trash can!
It feels like a misstep that she won't be on X-Men 97, but that's a story for another day, so let's focus on this one. Max is late for a school trip to a rather strange museum. An eccentric scientist teaches the kids about these ancient but familiar Babylonian statues. This movie feels like a Goosebumps episode, and you wouldn't be crazy for thinking so.
Yes, I see what you mean.
After all, Colin Fox played the Thin Man in The Haunted Mask, and he's pretty much playing the same type of character here. And since this was filmed in 1986 Canada, it looks a lot like Goosebumps as well.
Possess the power to transform anyone who stands before them into monsters.
There was a surprising amount of star power in this. Maybe the actors saw something that the audience didn't see. I can't even bring this movie up without people roasting it, but I think we're being a bit hard on it. Whoa, wait a sec, what's those statues? Max gets separated from the group and gets a little bit too close to the statues. Their strange energies transforms Max into the monster that we all love. Well, at least some of us do.
Hi, I'm Max Smith, former boy.
There's a lot of criticism about the mangy look of this costume. Probably pretty warranted. It kinda looks like it was made of old scraps from other puppets. I think a smaller prop would have probably worked better for their filming needs, but for a 1986 TV budget, it was pretty much par for the course. As the monster, Max gains a series of silly powers, like super speed, an incredible amount of strength, and even some sort of wacky dog vision. I still don't know what happened here. Basically, he gets whatever powers the plot needs at the time. Mr. Hinkle wants to exploit Max's monstrous abilities for fame and fortune and locks Max up in the museum. Max makes short work of the door and heads on home. Meanwhile, Max's brother Rod feigns interest in his girlfriend's dog Tippy in an effort to get, well, a little bit closer.
Get comfortable?
There's a lot of dated tropes, like the older brother trying to score, like my stud Leroy here. Hey, I gotta do something for the horse girls that are watching. You guys know who you are. The brother in this is a bit of a coomer, and when he's hitting on this chick here, it even plays some cheesy prawn music.
So, tell me, Steph, what are your feelings about mouth-to-mouth on the first date?
I think I related to it because he looks a lot like my brother Alan and kinda acts like him. Me, however, I was more like a tubby dork like Max. But the only monster I turn into is the monster inside. I kind of been wrestling a lot with that lately, but if I'm back and I'm making videos, then you know I'm doing much better. So don't even worry about your boy Mikey. Says the guy talking to a hobby horse. And I wonder why people worry about me. Oh yeah, you're such a straight shooter. I have a lot of good people looking after me, like CWR2, The Collector, and 3B Videos, so I kind of feel like I'm always in good hands, no matter how bad I feel. But just the other day, an awesome comment from you guys got me excited to work on this video, so thank you. You have no idea how good your words make me feel. Rod's girlfriend's dog Tippy gets stolen by a proto version of the Wet Bandits. Meanwhile, Max uses his new abilities to evade Mr. Hinkle.
Watch it, Snyder. I bite.
Max gets mistaken as a dog and gets locked up, so it's up to Melanie to free Max.
Oh, Maxie, darling. Oh, you look cute.
Thank you very much.
Well incarcerated, Max learns they're the ones that kidnapped Tippy. I know, real riveting stuff, right? Alright, we're just gonna go ahead and ignore whatever cringy trope is going on here. Here is where the script writing kind of falters quite a bit here. They break back into the pet shop to get Tippy, only to get captured by Mr. Hinkle again. This is the first time we see a pretty weird use of the signature handcuffs.
They look awfully strong. But not strong enough.
Max's brother Rod breaks them out, and they enter a dog contest to try to get the Doge back. A series of wacky hijinks ensues.
Hey guys,
Look behind you!
remember me?
I'm not gonna act like this is the best My Pet Monster thing that's ever existed, but it's definitely not the worst, although I did think there was a lot of fun to be had here. Yes, it's one of the cases where the toy looks better than he does in the movie, but I'm still a sucker for wacky animatronic action. I don't know, I just can't not like this movie. I think the My Pet Monster cartoon is probably a better representation of the My Pet Monster IP, but I think this falls into it's so bad it's good sort of thing. I would rather show this to my friends at a party than say the cartoon. Now, if I had to choose out of everything that there is to watch, I would probably choose the cartoon series over the movie in my personal time. It makes really good background noise. And I recently got outbid on a 2-disc DVD set with all the episodes, and I'm still super salty about it, but that's something I'm gonna have to work out in my free time. I am gonna get that eventually. We'll probably talk about it in another video if there's some interest in the subject. Let me know in the comments below. If you're not nostalgic for this IP, then you're probably not gonna have a lot of fun with this movie, but try to watch it with some friends. That's when its magic truly comes about. Well, until next time, don't forget to feed that monster with the My Pet Monster live action video cassette. Later, tapeworms. If you got a My Pet Monster, grab it across the screen until it hits something. And don't forget to be proud of your monster inside.